What's going on, traders? I know you guys are ready for the market. We're getting a bounce. The question is, will this hold? You guys start to show up by hitting the like button, hit it right there, and throw a stock in the chat. If you guys are ready to get to it, let's go ahead. Let's get right to it. Welcome to Live Trading with Benzinga.
Winner, winner, chicken dinner. Those words have been dancing around my head all night. Oh, it's Vegas lore, that phrase.
Kiana.
Fisher.
Joy.
Joe. Cards drawn are the past, ones to come are future.
And the best part, it's beatable.
All right, traders out there, welcome to the show. Let's go ahead. Let's get it started. Let's bring on the guys right here, Ryan, Faloona, and Zunaid. What's going on, guys?
What's going on? Sorry, I just finished my breakfast. I'm a little late today. I'll tell you what's going on. What's going on is I'm in Chicago and there's a blizzard outside, and I am about as happy as it gets right now. So
how many inches you got there on the snow side?
It probably just over a half inch. It started about 4 a.m. It's 8 a.m. now. It's supposed to go all day. We're supposed to get a 2-hour break later today, and then it's going to continue through the night. So
a buddy of mine lives in Byron, Illinois, and he's like, "Yeah, we might get like 7 inches." I'm like, "God damn."
Forecast of total accumulation is anywhere between 4 and 8. So I'm hoping for the higher end. So we'll see. Got my fingers crossed. Hasn't made Detroit yet, but it will this evening.
Beating you to the punch. Look how it looks outside.
Oh, you have an outdoor camera? Oh, my God.
No, that's sick.
So
look how it looks outside, guys. It is as white as it gets, guys. You can't see
as white as it gets.
Literally, it's as white as it gets, guys.
Dude, that's awesome. I love that. That looks like something from like a Home Alone scene right there.
Normally, you would see the mountains on the right hand side there. You'd see Pikes Peak, but you can't see it right now.
All right, Mitch. Awesome, two things. One, that's awesome. Two, you have got to coach me on setting up an outdoor camera so I can do this at my own house. That is freaking awesome.
Got to do it, guys. But definitely, let's go ahead. Let's get into the market. One thing I said is that I didn't know that we had a fighting Ryan Chuck. Oh, the video doesn't want to work. It looks like it didn't download that good here. I got one right here. I got a different way of putting it up.
I got more where that came.
Trust me. I have another way of pulling it up here. I mean, at the end of the day, we're always going to pull this up. Looks like Canva struggled there, but I got it like this. Let's do it.
Ryan
Your face goes with everything. Chuck Norris. My life is now complete. Thank you, Mitch.
I love it.
Let's go ahead. Let's get right to it, guys. Let's get into the market. Let's see what we're seeing out there, guys. I was looking at Love because I'm looking for the reopening trade coming into play. Called it out on Monday, so that's going to be one of my top watches today. LUV. We'll see if this can continue running. One thing I think that is going to happen today, you might get a split where I think the market comes down, but the reopening trades actually go up. That's would show me that, hey, the reopening trade coming into play. Of course, overall market, we're past the 450. So bullish mark is on, guys. If we can close back above 450 today, I'm going to start really getting bullish. But the big question is, can we close above that level today? Of course, still holding DraftKings, guys. The swing trade is working out well for us there in DraftKings. We might sell into it just in case we get a weak market here at the open. I was looking for 24 on the upside. If we can get up there today, we'll definitely go ahead and just take the profits. That won't be a bad trade in DraftKings. If you guys want to share your charts and start bringing some up, definitely we can get into it. But like always, guys, one thing I will tell you guys is that we do have a fight club here, guys, and we got to keep on fighting, guys.
Come on, hit me before I lose my nerve.
And this is how I met
Tyler Durden.
But every Saturday night, we were finding something out.
Welcome to Fight Club.
Welcome to the Benzinga Fight Club. Let's go ahead. Let's get it, Zunaid. What do you see out there in the market?
How can we not talk about AMD? Just a tremendous earnings, and you can see the huge gap up that's happened. Yesterday I almost YOLO'd some 120 calls for $3.20, but right before market closed, I was like, nope, this is not what we do. We stay disciplined. So I am feeling a little salty today, but that's okay. What am I looking at here now? I'm looking for the 129 level to kind of hold on AMD, and you can see the 132's resistance. I do believe we will come back and test it if the market participates with us. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to set an alert here around 129.36. Wait, see what happens, and then we can kind of go ahead and react on this one. On PayPal, they went ahead and had a lot of shenanigans on the other side. You can see the big drop that you had from about 176 is all the way down to 142. What I'm looking for is possibly for this to try to test the 148, the 150s, and then a rejection to the downside. So if I feel like, hey, the market's kind of weak, this is where I'm coming to try to short something. And of course, you cannot forget about NVIDIA. I believe it was, all right, when I went to bed, this was around 252, but clearly I woke up and it was a lot higher than that. For me right now, I don't know if it'll end up having its way down to the 250s or not. So I'm going to play it. It's kind of safe. Just see what it does. AMD, PayPal will be my two main ones, and then we'll kind of go from there.
All right. So mentioned in the chat, I love how Tom is going after today. He said, today is the day to get short on your favorite junk stock. I like that outlook because one of the things that I'm looking at is that same thing. I think today is definitely one of those days that you look for stocks that are pushing and have really pushed a significant amount. Let's say you see a stock that's up like say 10-20% in the last 3 or 4 days. If you think that they don't have really profitability, you don't think they really have that business and the fundamentals behind them, those are the companies that we should be looking at, especially let's say like pre-revenue companies, things like that. Look for those potentially to get hit hard. One that I'm going to be watching for on the short side is Asana. But I'll go to Ryan here. What are you looking at, Ryan?
Yeah, I got a couple of things, and I will make it quick here. So first of all, from a broader market perspective, you can see we're about to gap up in the SPY. It is still my contention that at some point in the near future, we retest these lows. If February is as hot as some people say, maybe we don't actually retest these lows till March. Unsure on the timing, but I have a really strong gut feeling that we retest these lows at some point today. Now, as far as, at some point in the near future. Now, as far as today goes, we're clearly gapping up in the SPY. So what I think how this could kind of play into my larger macro thought, if we gap up today and we do a gap and crap, you might see some accelerated selling to the downside, which might help us start moving towards those lows. So in order to watch that, I'm going to watch the SPY and I'm going to watch the VIX. VIX is up here in the pre-market. So is the SPY. One of those is going to give eventually. Now, on the small cap side, I don't know if you noticed, but Benzinga actually broke 4 exclusive news stories today. First one.
But what?
First one is going to be on ticker OLB. This is having a nice pre-market on volume. So as always, I want to wait until the market opens to see the actual volume pour in. This is probably going to be the name that I watch the most. Another mention here would be ticker GRIL. This is Muscle Maker. They do like health food, prepackaged, pre-made food. Really no reaction yet. The other one is going to be SBEV. This is Splash Beverage. This is actually one we've traded before. This appeared on the scanner. This had a crazy run. No reaction yet in the pre-market, but again, we're going to wait for the regular session. And then the last one here is GROM. This is Grom Social Enterprises. So again, 4 stories that we broke exclusive news on today. I'm going to be watching those 4 out of the gate, as well as the larger SPY and the VIX. Love that Zunaid talked about AMD. Had a great print. Of course, Google had a great print. Have you guys want to talk about the?
Oh, we didn't even talk about this.
Wow, it's very nice.
Very nice. Very nice on those earnings.
That's really good. So obviously, Google here gapped above its all-time high. We'll see what happens when the market opens. The 20-for-1 stock split is probably what's driving this. I know that after the split is actually effective, I would be interested in a little bit of Google for some long term. So I want to watch those things today and how they play out. And then, of course, we're going to watch the scanner as always.
All right, so let's go ahead. Let's talk. The Qs and the SPY have been dropping here right out before the gates. It's actually, I think, a sign that you could see a little pop right out the gates here. Why? Because I think you're going to see a little bit of a bounce there, get maybe up there towards, try to take out that 372 and then come back down. Of course, if we just flush out right out the gates, we'll be looking for some shorts. When we're looking for a little bit of a bounce, because we've already gone down a little bit in the Qs, let's say about 0.6%. I'll look for a little bit of a pushback towards, let's say, 370 50s, and then look for the takeout. Hey, Borat, how we doing out there? Let's go ahead. Let's keep going. NVIDIA being called out there by Juan. I know Zunaid is probably better at NVIDIA talk on me. So then what do you see on NVIDIA?
Yeah, NVIDIA was hoping for it would stay near the 250s. It has popped much above it. So honestly, I'm not exactly sure. I think the 256 to 255 are kind of like my buy zone. And then a crack below that is get out. But for now, and AMD is going to be my main focus, and NVIDIA is right over there. But yeah, Google completely forgot to talk about that, especially because it's a Wednesday. Those contracts are going to be juiced up. So yeah.
I'll tell you one that we definitely need to keep an eye out on is going to be, of course, Starbucks today after getting hit hard there. So Starbucks with a failure of an earnings report there, definitely getting hit hard. We're going to be watching to see if we can crack through the 95 area. That's what I'd be watching today. If we can crack 95, I think we take out these lows that you saw in the after hours. So if you look at the hourly chart, you're going to see what? You're going to see sideways action. So good sideways level to go off of resistance above, let's say 98.40s or 98.50s. Look for it to take out 95. And then if it takes out 95, I'm going to look for these lows that get taken out here, which is down towards 93.55, 93.01. So that could be a good kind of 2 points to risk about. Maybe you're risking 50 cents on that. So that's not a bad trade. Burrows did break out, so keep your eyes on that one. This is the other coffee player, of course, here is pushing really significant. And I think it actually could even get a lift because of Starbucks coming down there. Another we'll call it the failures of the day is on PayPal here, getting crushed there, guys, down below the lows of Monday where we thought it would hold 152.08. This is why I was really concerned about people calling dip buys in PayPal. I just was like, these are not the knives I want to catch, at least. But hey, power to you. We'll see if PayPal can bounce a little bit. Square is weak into the pre-market, but the question is, has it already given up kind of the short that you could have possibly got on Square? We'll see if it takes out the lows here around, let's say, 117. But right now, it does look like it's pulled back a significant amount. It's back towards the second layer of support. We could take out this little gap here around, let's say, 113. So that's what I'll be watching on the downside. But right now, Square already pulled back, let's say, from the highs of yesterday, about 6.35%. All right, Black Sky being mentioned out there. I haven't heard that stock being mentioned in a while. That's a satellite company. It's all the way down towards $3, man. If this stock gets underneath $2, please someone yell at me, because I'm probably just taking investment. There's some of these that I'm starting to think about, especially like for longer term investments, especially they're down towards, let's say, $2 or $3. I mean, your downside look isn't that bad. And some of these companies I think will come back. Why is your screen grainy? So if your screen is grainy, Alex, so what you want to do is just go towards the bottom of it. Definitely go ahead and, of course, hit that like button. But while you're doing that and hitting that like button, hit that setting button for the quality. You can get it up to 1080p. Sometimes YouTube wants to put us in like some 420 or 480p. Go ahead and change your settings there, your quality settings, and you'll be able to get us in full 1080. All right, let's go ahead. Let's talk about what do you guys think about reopening trades here? Do you think that we're going to get a little bit? I know I'm watching CCL also, AAL, LUV. Do you guys think that we could get a reopening trade?
Yeah, I do. I think that a lot is being driven by some of the headlines. And so while I think, Omicron is NBD, frankly, I think that the fear slanted headlines cause the market to behave in certain ways. And I think if any of that subsides, or if you get the opposite of that, where they start saying good things about how this is becoming endemic and really not that bad and all of those things, all of those reopening trades, all of them could experience pops, even if they're not warranted, right? The way I'm looking at this is clearly this year so far, until things change, I'm going after value. So I would apply that to the reopening trade as well. But you might get a broad pop across those if the news flow starts to change here. So I do, Mitch. I think there is absolutely a trade there.
All right, so one that I'm watching and I'm calling it out for the reopening trade, and I think will lead, is look for lodging to lead. That's what I would be looking. I'd look for lodging to lead us. Then I would look for the airlines and then the cruise lines. So just kind of put priority over the top. I think you get a kind of a leader in a lodging like Hilton or maybe even Airbnb. I haven't talked about Airbnb in a while. What's that? ABNB? There you go. So many tickers, nowadays.
I mix them up all the time, Mitch. I got you on that one. Don't worry about that.
So this is one that I think is interesting to watch, right? You saw that nice move down towards the bottom. Good weekly candle on here, looking like a bullish engulfing. If it comes back and takes out, let's say this 175, I do like the trade up there towards 200. So this is one I definitely take a look on. This is Airbnb. So let's see what happens today. Let's take a look at the 15-minute, see how we're looking right now. You can see how we held a trend and now are starting to like test that. So we're starting to break down here. Let's see if it gets towards 160. That's where I'm going to set an alert for us. Back when the Airbnb gets back above 160, I'm going to be looking for a buy. We'll see what happens on Airbnb. All right, let's go to BBIG, of course. Let's see what happens today, guys. Believe it or not, guys, 342s yesterday. We took this up and we got out in the 50s. We're going to look to maybe get back into this in the 50s today and see if we can take out 370s. Downside look gives us a 335 as support and 340s. We saw a lot of shares traded at 344. So that's a level to watch today. And we'll see if we can get up there towards the 360 breakout and then look for a little pullback towards the 55 area. All right, what's going on out there, guys? If you guys got a stock in the chat, throw it on up.
They want to see Google and OLB.
Google. It's just the hard part about Google is it's very hard to trade. Yeah. I can tell you that right now. Day trading Google, I can tell you right now, I've never taken it. The reason why is the spread, right? So you're talking about already a spread that is right now. Look at that. 328 on the bid, 336 on the offer. That is too wide for me, guys. I don't think I'm going to be taking part in this Google trade. But how could you take it? I would be taking it off of deeper time frames like 15 minutes or 1 hour support. Then it's not that bad because at least you're measuring your risk and trying to really attack this. I think that's what some people attack this 9 EMA pullback right now. And you look for it to take out the highs there at 30.55. Just make sure that you're giving yourself enough range in this stock. How can you measure the range? Well, you can use average true range. And you can take a look here and you see what? 44.57 right now for the intraday. Already the stock moving about 44 points. So you have to give yourself an ability to get around that volatility. Understand that the stock itself in the intraday is moving about 44 points today. All right, let's go ahead. Let's take a look there. Some stocks are being thrown up in the chat, so I'm going to go ahead and go through some of these. You guys can mention something if you guys want to talk about them. Snap. What do you guys think about Snap in long term?
Long term? Oh, man.
Yeah, I'll give you guys long term versus short term, so you guys don't have to.
Short term, you've got about 30. What is it? $30 or so. That's kind of there as support.
Mm-hmm.
I remember when this puppy was about $6. I
Yep.
made the dumb mistake of trying to short it into the earnings. What an idiot. Let's see. Let's go back to the daily here. $28. I'm sorry, is your support there. So if it can test 28, you already see it testing it 4 times and it held. If it can test it again, you're fine. If not, a breakout above 35, you should be all right. I don't know when they report earnings, and I believe they report tomorrow. So be careful of that.
Yeah, they report February 3rd. That is in fact tomorrow. You know, for Snap here, the way I look at this is that support that Zunaid was talking about, that's actually really strong support. That's about at 29.50. If you go to the daily chart and you look back to October of 2020, you'll see that that's where they gapped up. That is the bottom of that gap. So what happened is when they recently sold off, they actually sold beneath that gap, but they overshot it. It ended up holding in there, and they're trying to bounce. Frankly, Zunaid, to kind of go along with my more macro thesis, I think that this probably retests that area. And I think that you're probably right. If it breaks down from that area, that what did you call that? 28. So 28. Maybe let's say 29.50 to 28. That support area, if that support area breaks down, you might have a short side trade. Otherwise, I think you said your upside target was 35. On my chart, I had 34.50. That's the same as far as I'm concerned. Next target, 38.50. Let's go. Good luck.
All right, guys, I'm going to be looking for some shorts out there. We'll see what happens. Like always, guys, let's get to the market. Let's see if we can make some money today, guys. Let's get it going. Money! Let's get it, guys. Let's see what we see out there, guys. Let me put my 6 chart up here. Look at SoFi getting crushed there right out the gates. That's one that you can look at for a short. Apple getting hit hard, guys. I'm looking for some downside action. We're just seeing a significant move there in Apple downside, so I'm looking for some shorts. Be careful out there. Really hard action there in Apple. Didn't expect to see that candle there.
Tesla too. Tesla pulling a little bit out of the open here as well. I got nothing on my scanner yet. We'll call them as I see them.
Yeah. I'm going to have an alert, not an alert, but I'm going to have a buy for NVIDIA starting at 250.50. Again, it's may not get there at all. That's perfectly fine, but 250.50 to buy 100 shares, and then we'll buy some more here.
VET right out of the gate here, popping to highs. This is an energy company, Vermilion Energy. Not familiar with this particular one, but I wonder if that bodes well for the energy section.
All right.
Oil, of course, is up and you're flat.
All right, guys. So 23 on the downside would get me out of DraftKings. I'm going to go ahead and set the stop. It's still going to be a gainer for us, but we're going to give it to 23 on the downside here. If it breaks through that, hey, I'm going to go ahead and just take it on out. I'm seeing a lot of drop action right here out the gates, so I'm going to start looking for some shorts. And then also, let's see how LUV is performing here. It's pulling back right now. I'll look for a push in that stock. BVIG pulled back towards the 35s. Let's see if it holds there and then comes back for the 50. Snap looks good for a short there, guys. We talked about potentially seeing that crack. I'm going to look for a pullback towards 34.18 on Snap so I can get short on it. Let's see. DraftKings is right by that. There you go. Stopped out at DraftKings, guys, there. Took the 23s. I'll take that. Not a bad win there in DraftKings. And swing trade on. Not a bad trade. Let's go. SoFi looking weak also there. So you can take a look at that. I think I'm going to look at Snap here.
PayPal down 22%, by the way.
Yikes.
Yikes is right. This reminds me a lot of that Netflix, though. And remember, Netflix is now filling that gap. In fact, how are we doing on Netflix this morning? Okay, so Netflix down this morning. So taking a break, but really entered that gap and aggressively trying to fill it. This feels similar in PayPal. Now, I know with Netflix, you got Ackman came in there and bought, what, $1 billion worth of shares, something like that. So that's definitely going on for
Hood is another good short potential out there. Sorry to interrupt, Ryan.
Yeah, that's totally fine.
You have the 250s that went ahead and got filled, so I'm trying to take it out here at 251.25 on that NVIDIA trade. I'll keep you guys posted if I get filled.
PayPal bouncing here off 136, up $2 off the lows. Eric wants to take a look at Super League Gaming. This is a stock that I actually like. This was my biggest win of 2021 was Super League Gaming. I actually still have a couple hundred. I've just had 300 shares left, and I have an average price of $565. So I'm considerably underwater on those remainders. This is down from several thousand.
Real quick, Sorry, I'm out of the NVIDIA
Go
trade
ahead.
at 251.25, and I also got to fill at 251.76. Now I have 1/4 of my size left. I'm going to let it ride. Stop loss on that is probably going to be around 249 or so. But I hope you guys understood why we took that 250. We wait for it to come back, and we made some money on it.
Short hood, guys, 1440s. 1455 is going to get me out. But let's go ahead. Let's see if we can get hood to start cracking down there. SPY pushing up a little bit. See what happens there.
Let me finish.
Yeah, what was your
let me just finish real quick. Interrupt me if you have something to go with the trade. I'm almost done here. The problem with Super League is that it eats cash, and we're in a year where interest rates are clearly going to be going up. So this is going to need to have a big news catalyst in order for this to move to the upside. Just know what you're buying. I actually do think this could be a good company in the future. I like Ann. I think she's a great CEO, but it eats cash in a rising rate environment. There's only so much that you can do in that situation. Know what you own. Be safe. I do like it long term though.
All right, waiting here on hood to see if we can get a little bit of an ad here. Risk is about 1455s. Looking to see if the SPY is going to pull back here because the SPY is pushing significantly, guys. So look at that. Keep an eye out on that. But the question is, do we get a continued momentum move there? Asana now getting towards VWAP. Love at VWAP. Love is one that I would call towards the upside if we can get a real push towards, let's say, 45, a little pullback to 44.80s. Asana looks good there potentially for a short there. Saw right now a little pull there on hood there. Added on that. Looking for Asana here if I can get it up to 53.50s, maybe even 54. But that one's going to be a little bit harder because I got to put a little bit more into it. So looking at hood right now to see if we get a reversal in there, and we have to stop out.
You can do it, Mitch. Put your back into it.
That's what it's about, right?
I'm gonna take some more size here on NVIDIA at 253s. So share size is just trimming them about every dollar, every 75 cents that I can get. Real nice bounce that we wanted at 250. We got it.
All right, guys. SPY coming back down. I'm going to look to see if we can get this crackdown here. Getting tested on the breakout spot here. So you see the wick there. Let's see if we get a close above this 55 here.
MDJH bouncing off of a 255 level. We're up about 25 cents here. Oh, big pull here. No position.
Yeah, big push.
Yeah, well, let's wait for this one to settle down.
Out of hood, guys. Got stopped out there. Hood pushed up there way past the resistance at 1455. Now I can start pushing. SPY trying to hold VWAP. That's what I'm really kind of watching right now. Snap was, man, that one cracked pretty significantly right out the gates. SoFi also.
AMD bouncing off 126, $2 off the lows.
Yeah, I wonder if this NVIDIA goes ahead and tests the 250 again. If it does, are we going to rinse and repeat?
NVIDIA bouncing as well.
Looks
like hood was rejected off that breakout area, Mitch.
Yeah, it was. It was rejected off the 1460 there. Square unfairly punished. I mean, it's bouncing a little bit there if you want to take a look at that. If SPY rips, I think you could look for a square for a momentum trade up, but we'll see what happens here.
Yeah, you also want to be careful of the head fake here on this SPY move up.
All right, guys, looking at LUV here, guys, for potentially a bounce trade here.
All right, I'm going to go ahead and exit the rest of my NVIDIA shares. I'm out at 256.20. 256.20 out. Done with it. If it comes back and wants to test, great. If not, we got a 6-point move total, and we scaled out along the way. Can't complain.
Square pushing on up there. Market pushing up too.
Bitcoin really took a hit there. It looks like it's bouncing now. Maybe just a big seller get liquidated. Let's see how BBIG is doing today. Volatile as usual.
I wonder, like, kind of like how you had Bill step in as Netflix. I wonder if anyone steps in on PayPal now.
That's what I'm thinking too, Zunaid.
You know,
that's one of the catalysts I'd be looking for, by the way, for a swing trade.
Who gonna step in to the batter's box?
All right, guys. Long here. Love. Long love.
It's a reopen trade.
Let's see if we can get it back above here. The big thing is the SPY's pushing up here. I want to see it get back above VWAP here. If we take out 63, then we can just get on out on a 10-cent risk here. And let's see if we can get back on up there towards 45 and above. Draw it out right here.
I'm not even seeing much options flow that I like.
All right, guys. So that's my love here. We'll get it. See if we can get back up here towards the 45. Risk right there off the support there, or the closest support, which is going to be up here towards the 62s. We'll see if we can get back up there towards 45. SPY pushing well there. Snap really weak here. We'll see if we eventually can get back to VWAP. Was looking for that. Lucid is one that maybe at VWAP you could guys short there, but it's not really one of my favorite ones. Hood kind of faked me out today, getting up there towards the 1460s. Now it's already down towards 1420s. So definitely getting a fake out there on Hood. You could have been still kind of nailing it. Probably didn't give myself enough room there, but I did take some ads that got me to the point where I can't push that risk there.
Standard deviation, one standard deviation away from the VWAP to the downside is 1424. We got a price at 1423. So looks like it's breaking that. You might get another kind of a push down here.
I kind of want to take a stab at AMD. Try to
look at that. Asana crushing right back down to a lot of these fake out trades right there, guys. So little pop on up and then really quickly back down. So just be careful out there.
Yeah, the one thing I'm looking for AMD to do is come back here and test the 125.50s. If it can do that, then I can kind of have like a cute little cheeky try to pick the bottom trade. If that does happen, so give you guys a heads up. If AMD does go to under 126, I will buy the 128 calls, and I'll tell you exactly what my feel is if that does happen. But that is something I keep an eye on. And my stop loss will be below 125.
My stills, we do not send out signals. That's not what we're about here, man. So we're about trying to do our own thing, and you guys learn from it. Like right now, me talking about to you is about to get stopped out in love here. There you go, out there. 52s. It went through that 63 level. We could get back in here, but we're not going to go ahead and keep playing the risk game here. I'd rather take the small loss, 2 small loss, look for a winner.
All right, come on. All right, which one of you is front running me right now? I won't let this AMD drop, huh?
SPY crack down.
Beach bomb.
SPY cracking down hard there, guys.
I was just kidding, by the way.
No, it's definitely him.
What about that head fake we were just talking about, Mitch, on the upside?
Yeah, man, it got me even.
Insane. Nasty like that.
I mean, Hood would have been a great winner. It just stopped me out by 5 cents.
All right. I'm going to try to be cute with it. I'm going to go ahead and grab that call that I told you guys about. I got filled at $2.73. That is me grabbing the 128 calls expiring this week on AMD. If it breaks above below 125, I will be out. I'm expecting, if this is wrong, to lose approximately 30 to 35%.
All right, guys, looking around here, going to go ahead and take a little bit of some sector look here. Looks like real estate up, consumer defensives up, utilities up, but after that, not much. So I'm looking also to see what's happening with oil to see if we get an oil crush down, and that's what's making the market weak. CVX already did a VWAP fade, so I can't look at that one. MRO also did a VWAP fade. So I'll look to see if that one can get back towards VWAP, and then I'll try to get short on MRO. Been thinking about trading oil to the downside today. We'll see what happens.
Tom, if you're out there, I'd love to know what junk stocks you're looking for short entry on. I think that your call out earlier was spot on. Would love to get that list if you're willing to share. And if you're still out there, you might be busy trading.
Yeah, PayPal now is testing 130s.
RJ saying growth names getting hit all over. That's what I'm seeing too. I guess the only one that's really bucking the trend there so far today is going to be AMD. I guess that's still coming in too. Really, this is $5 off of its highs. 6. So I like the joke that we had here from one of our users. If PayPal and Square keep falling like this, it's going to be BlockPal. I don't think those two companies merge, but that's rather cute.
Yeah, imagine the gov letting that happen.
The governor.
Get to the chopper!
So Mitch, you could appreciate this, and please interrupt me, you guys, if you guys had have a trade.
Gotcha.
Yesterday, we occasionally get requests to delete people's data, totally normal requests, and they always talk about erasing their data. And so I get these fairly often, and I thought to myself, you know what would be great is if we had a meme of Arnold Schwarzenegger from the old movie Eraser being like, "You've just been erased." Like, I would love to be able to send that meme in response to all of those erasure requests, but I can't bring myself to do it. Got to be serious. That you can appreciate having good assets to play for requests like that.
That's the only way.
It's the only way.
All right, guys, looking right now for MRO for a short here. Going to let it test the VWAP and then start getting short.
Blizzard intensifying outside. Yes.
All right, we just tested up there towards the 60. About to take a starter here.
All right, those contracts that we bought, you're now back at break even. You can see why I wanted the 125 level. You can see that bounce we had, but I wanted to test VWAP around 127, and then we can start taking some profits on this one.
All right, just got a starter there. MRO short. MRO short.
Nice.
Looking to add up here at 2056 if it comes back. Looking for it to take out to 2040s on the downside. This is why I think the market could come down today. If oil comes down, I feel like it could drag the market down.
Yeah,
so
it's been the only sector to lead so far this year. Energy.
Yeah, that's my idea, right? If it turns around and it turns around nasty, I think that could even just drag the market. So
yeah, I concur. I think that would also help spike your VIX.
All right, 2049s, 2048s. Let's look if we can get this break of the 2040s. It's looking great for us here in MRO. I'll pull it up here. See, we're looking for a breakdown of the low right here towards these wicks where you saw 3 wicks. It needs to get through that lower wick, which is right here at 2038.
Let's take a look at OLB and see how that's doing. Looks like OLB consolidating here between the 226 and the 239 level. Like to see it. No trade yet here. Would really like this to curl, right? If we can get some curling action and holding this consolidation area, we might actually have a trade through 239. Your first target would probably be 247, although I think that goes to 250 just on the round number. We'll see. We'll see how this plays out. Looks like we are getting kind of a curl here. Interesting. Keep an eye on OLB. No trade yet, though. Wait for the trade to come to you. Don't rush it, especially in a market like this. Market's still pulling, by the way. Tesla pulling. Let's take a look at Tesla. Something is up with my scroll wheel.
I hate when that happens.
You know what I'm saying? Like it goes back and forth. Like I'm moving it in one direction, but it moves in both directions. I think that's probably cat hair in there.
Well, the question is today, guys, do you?
Greetings and welcome. I want to play a game.
Evil shorts out there?
I'm going to get out of my AMD. We got in at 273. I am out at 221 is my out on AMD.
The contract premium, right?
Yee. I wish I had it at that years ago. on the
I was
actual share.
I was just gonna say price is 130. You're in at 230. That's a rough day.
No. You know what? That's me. I should clarify, especially because on Nvidia we went ahead and played the shares at 150.
See you red out there, folks. Remember, this is what I was talking about. We gapped up, or parakeet fluff. Parakeets are in the other room. I stay on top of their feathers pretty good. That's not so bad. The cat hair is just out of control. Sold all my lungs on Monday. Fed fear will return soon. Tom, I like your I like your thesis here. Not cat hair if it's curly, Ryan. LOL. It's not curly. It's clearly cat hair.
That's
I'll
so
try and
funny.
get a picture for you. But that's
so funny.
Yeah, that's clever. He's obviously awake. Ryan, you have a double who lives in Elmhurst. Seriously. I spent a month in Elmhurst one night.
Let's see what else is going on outside.
All right, interesting one that are getting hit today is NIO and XPEV. Those are interesting ones you can take a look at. They're definitely taking a hit. Those
Bitcoin's still taking a hit. I wonder how those stocks are responding. Yeah, down 6% on Mara. Oh, yeah, definitely. Definitely moving with Bitcoin here. Riot 2. Expect BTBT.
All right, confectionery is doing well today. Of course, consumer defensives, Hershey's, Mondelez, MDLZ. You guys can take a look at that as they're starting to pull back a little bit there, but they had a significant open there. We'll see what happens on those. Lumber and wood production moving a little bit today, guys. Take a look at BCC. This one looks interesting. Nice chart, nice sideways action, holding well. I think it could take out the highs there around 80.36 and then maybe get up there towards the 81. Let's take a look at the daily. Daily actually showing really strong move there for lumber and wood production. Take a look at some of those names. Another one is WFG. So you guys can take a look at that one. Definitely, I think this was a Gianni play that he brought us up. So take a look at that. WFG lumber plays moving today. BCC, WFG. We'll see what happens. Home Depot is when I'd look for a positive day whenever those lumber traders are doing well. Look how the hourly is looking like it can get back above 370s and start pushing there on Home Depot. So keep your eyes on that move. I definitely will set an alert there. Kind of like that trade if it can get back above that 370.
Zella, or however you want to pronounce it, XELA. Looks like this was your penny runner today. Ron, I did see this on the scanner. I actually bypassed it for a larger stock. Shame on me. Great trade in at 81. So you hit on that spike, probably on that curl, on volume, out at 94 cents. Man, you almost top ticked that, baby. $650 profit. Good job. In today's market, the market today, man, if you're green early, way to go, Ron. You've been really killing it recently. Killing it in a good way, obviously.
You've got go ahead. I was just going to point out you've got AMD and Nvidia bouncing off at a 124s on AMD and about the 249s on Nvidia. If you like the idea of short, you've got Nvidia test in VWAP. So if you want to talk about risk reward, that's not a bad spot.
All right, looking at MRO, looks like it wants to take out the 2043s here. We're looking good. Let's see if we can get this flush down through. We don't want to even get it back above that 2050s. Above that, I think it tests that VWAP, and then we get through it. So let's see if we get the takedown here on MRO through the 2043s, then break it through the low of 2038. So you see how the trend line keeps coming down? What are you getting? Lower and lower highs. Eventually, if that trend changes, we can probably get a pop towards the 2060s. There's the 52s. It could really get the pop right here. Yep, I'm out. Taking it off there. Could watch to see if it gets back above 2060. If not, I could scalp it below 2040s here. But I do think it could possibly pop on up there. So I'm going to go ahead and step on out of this trade. At least break even on it. So Nothing happened there pretty much. SPY here testing down. Let's see if it comes right back down towards the low. Let's take a look at the 6 chart, see what's moving out there. XPEV above VWAP, looking like it wants to take out the lows. Snap
Mitch, how about
never
Carnival?
came.
Check out CCL, Mitch. Your reopening trade. Look at
Yeah,
that.
Carnival doing well. It looks like I missed out on that one. Got to get some more charts up to keep a watch on these. But yeah, Carnival having a good day there. Let's take a look there.
Just
Carnival
pounding the
starting to
highs.
push on up there, and that's what I wanted to see. Market coming down, Carnival going up. That's what I wanted to see. That shows a little bit of a reopening trade there. RCL is one that I'd watch right now for maybe a scalp. It's already pushing, but could push on up through there. NCLH, another one you guys can watch today. Those are doing well. Let's take a look at the airlines also. I think you could get a little push in AAL here. Let's see if we get it back on up. Let's take a look at Hilton. Hilton was one that I was watching. It's still down right now. AB&B. All right, going to watch to see if we get an alert above 155 for Airbnb. There's MRO right back up there towards 2060s. So that's why I didn't want to fight it here, because it could squeeze above the 2060.
I'm going to go ahead and try to be cute with it on the NVIDIA. On the short side, I'm going to grab the 250 puts expiring this week. Went ahead and got filled at $3.90. And my stop loss will be if it can close above. So again, it could be a quick loss or it could be a gainer that could be nice and big. I'll keep you guys posted.
All right, getting a little bit of a turn here in oil. So look for maybe the SPY to get a little bit stronger here. I think it was dragging it a little bit. Let's see if it starts pushing now. Google came down below the move. I think above 3,000 you could take a look at it, but it's just a hard trader, I think. AMD down there and made its third low there. We'll see if it takes out the low again.
SPY's bouncing off of 454. Looks
All
like
right,
we're gonna
guys.
come back in and test that.
Yeah, reversal there on MRO. We cracked through the 2040s. We could take a scalp on it. What's going on out there in the chat, guys? It seems a little quiet today. I'm gonna have to turn up the music a little bit.
Scanner's quiet too, man.
All right, you're up about 30, 40 bucks on the NVIDIA contracts on the short side. So depending on your account size, start scaling out, take the whole position out. Let's get some singles out there.
All right, looking potentially a scalp there on MRO. That's a drip. Drip looking good there.
AMD rejecting VWAP here as well.
Yeah. The Jim Cramer tweet on PayPal is rather amusing. Says he's not going to sell it, and it dives again. So,
Well,
I mean, we're pounding more lows here, folks. SPY dumping.
I talked about that, I think last week when they were pushing it on, I think First Trade or whatever. I was like, I wouldn't be jumping all in there. But hey, power to you guys. All right, guys, going to try to take the scalp here on MRO here. Let's see if we can get it to break on through. Just got a little bit of an entry there at the 41s. Looking for a little pushback here to add into it and look for a takedown here. I want to respect the trend line now. So 2051s, we get out. Let's see a little bounce here towards, let's say, 2045s, and then we can add and look for the breakdown.
So you've got Tesla about 20 bucks away from 900. That'll be an interesting area if you want to go long around the $900 level.
All right, 2039 showing
Come
up.
on.
Let's see if we get some volume to come in here. All right, getting towards that 10 o'clock time, guys, where we could see a little bit of reversal here. I do see, what, 1, 2, 3 bottoms on the SPY near, let's say, 454. So that's the downside look. If it gets through that 454 and closes here, I would look for maybe continued momentum on the downside. If it holds there or wicks there, I'd look for maybe a reversal.
Come on, NVIDIA. 10-minute candle is going to end in about 25 seconds.
Chermo, where is MRO heading? If I get this crack, I'd look for a move towards $20. It's fighting though here, so could get the reversal. Let's see the breakdown here. It's 37s. We really get some volume to follow here.
Come on, reject it.
SPY coming back up, guys.
Ella, new highs. Boyle, just this has been the missed play of the year for me so far. Every day I watch this, I get more and more sad that I didn't take it. 26 to 53 now, almost 54 in 2 weeks. Unreal.
We're in a fight spot here in MRO. Might get back above here. SPY pushing up here. That's the only thing concerning me on my short here. But we'll look to see if the SPY turns back around. How's CCL doing? Did it pull back to VWAP yet? Almost. I'll look for a pull back towards, let's say, 2087s here. All right, guys.
I'm going to get out of NVIDIA here. Went ahead and exited at, tell you exactly what my fill is. 342. So we got in at 385. We got out at 342. So lost about 40 cents there.
All right, guys, above 2045s here. We'll get out on MRO. It just hit the high there. There's a 9 EMA there also. So it needs to take out the low there. I got an alert there for Home Depot, guys. So if you want to take a look at that trade, take a look at that. I'm going to have to probably get out of this MRO right now, but I would pull that chart up if you guys can do that maybe.
MRO, I got you.
No, Home Depot.
Home Depot, I got you right here.
Yeah, just got an alert for it, for upside.
Oliver Hunter asking, what is 26 to 54? Ticker Boyle, Bravo Oscar India Lima. This is the ProShares Bloomberg Natural Gas ETF. If you take a look at the daily chart here, we came off a bottom at about 26.12 on January 20th. And today we're at 54.56. Just an absolute monster move in this ETF.
At Home Depot looks interesting, but I don't have the money to chase it right now, being in this MRO, but it does look interesting. CCL getting towards the levels that I think about here, beneath 2090s. You're looking for another VWAP bounce. So what you're looking really is kind of more of a 5-minute pattern holding here and then getting right back up towards the high. You could get that move right now, a little shakedown towards 2083. That's what I'd be looking for. And get in somewhere in the 80s, trying to get it back up there towards the 21. All right, guys, MRO is definitely getting towards the price point where we don't want it to get back towards that recent high, that 47 stop place there. It'd be a 6-cent stop out. Let's see if we can just get the crush down. If not, I'd rather get out quickly here than watch for the reversal. A CCL trade here. We'll see if we can hold this and then get back on up there towards the high. $50 Wall Street bets target just came out for XELE. 8 fathers, dude. If that happens, bro, you get to come on the show and run it tomorrow. You get to run the whole show.
There's no way. Yeah, I mean,
the Apes father, man, child. You get to run the show, man. If that happens today.
So all jokes aside, very strong trading action in XELA. We're at 94 cents right now. I do think $1 is probably on top today, but 50. I mean, the Wall Street bets people, they need to chill out. Honestly, put the Adderall away for a few days.
We'll see what happens, bro.
okay, Mitch. We'll let him run the show if it goes to 50 tomorrow. I'll tell you what, if it goes to 50 tomorrow, I will absolutely be pissed that I didn't take a stock at 94 cents. So
then Ryan.
A few moments later.
A few moments later. We'll see what happens. You never know, man. The Wall Street bets team, bro.
Here, I will give you a graphical description of how I will feel. Here, this will be me. If this goes to 50 tomorrow, this will be me.
Well, I expect to see a lot of crying, maybe.
I don't think it's going to 50. I'm not going to lie.
We'll see what happens out there, guys. All right, guys. So SPY definitely just kind of in this fight zone, and this is how you get into the Chop Fest 2022. Definitely, it's been the Chop Fest of the year. Now, what is happening here? We're just kind of hanging out at VWAP, going sideways here. It's a good sign that the SPY didn't just completely take out the 450s right out the gates. But definitely just straight fight zone, and I don't really see anything really holding trend. What do you guys see out there?
A lot of muted action here. You know, the broader market not really picking a direction. VIX not really doing much. The scanner's been dry. Definitely kind of a slow action here today. Zila seems to be the big trade.
Yeah, I probably got faked out there in MRO, but hey, I'm not going to go ahead and get back in there. I think oil looking weak there. Could bring us back down there. We'll see what happens. It's definitely playing games. You could probably tell by looking at Gush or looking at Drip.
Yeah, good call, folks. Microsoft really having a strong day here.
All right, that's a good sign there.
Yeah, take a look at Microsoft.
Yeah, I'm bringing it up right now here. I'd be watching that. That's a good sign. We need one of these to kind of stay strong, right, after their earnings. If you can see here, that's a nice V bottom shape there for Microsoft. It could come back up there towards the 320s. Not a bad one to take a look at. Let's take a look at the Qs, see if they're getting really strong here, if we're going to find a bounce. 5 minute did bounce on up there. We'll see if it takes out the 370s. Home Depot, how's that doing? It's right back down. We'll see what happens there. So many wicks I'm seeing through important levels today. So it just, to me, shows more and more how that volatility out there. Oil inventory report in 30 minutes, says Shannon. We'll definitely keep watching there. Lisa Lee, thank you for the Microsoft mention. Definitely that one's good. AMD above VWAP. Let's take a look here.
Yeah, waiting for this AMD to close. Matter of fact, here's what I'm going to do. I'm going to have to leave in about 10 minutes or so, but I'm going to grab the 130 calls on AMD expiring. Here, let's see what the I'll grab the 128s expiring today for $3. Calls. 128 calls expiring this week on ticker AMD got filled at $3.08. Stop loss will be below 126.
All right, we'll see what happens in these tech trades. It definitely has been one of those days where I just gave up about $50 to take some trades. Literally giving up that DraftKings gain there, but hey, that's not too bad. Really not up or down really here. AMD now trying to push there towards 127. We'll see if it gets towards that 128. QQQs fighting also there, right there at the VWAP. We'll see what happens there.
Yeah, sorry, it feels so slow here today, folks.
It does.
Looking around, but can't force it. That's the lesson for me. Sometimes the right trade is no trade. I know it's boring, but it is what it is.
Cash
Yeah, I'm
is a
looking around,
position.
but
That's right, Zunaid.
All right, now in AMD, the calls that we just bought, you're up about 10%. So depending on your account size, do what you got to do.
real estate sector looking interesting today, guys. You guys can take a look at some of those. It is looking like it wants to push on up here. I'm looking for a chart that's looking good here, but not really finding too much there. Bernard, no, it's pulling back.
Apple pushing towards the highs here. That could be a good sign.
Apple's starting to push.
Come on,
There you
AMD.
Looks like the market's finding some bottom there, guys. Look like we should get a push here. We'll see what happens. Look at this MRO. Just keep playing games. We'll see what happens. But definitely playing games.
Yeah, you've got SPY on that 10-minute candle just closed above VWAP. So hopefully it gives us a little bit of a push towards the 450, 650 area. But still in these AMD calls, of course. We were up about 10%. I'm not scaling out at that. Maybe around 20, 25 is where I'd start scaling out. So we'll see how my greedy self, I guess you can say.
John, at least enjoying the music? Me too, man. I'm probably listening more to the music right now than the markets.
Yeah, me too, because it's calming me down.
All right, there's a crack there on. There's some volume that just came in there on MRO, guys. So let me try to pull up this chart here. So you guys see here, look. So there's the big orders coming through there. There's 31,000, 16,000, 15,000, all coming in at 2039. To me, that's the same person. Why? Because it's also coming through that same exchange. So to me, I think that someone taking a massive position. We're talking what? 50, 60,000 shares there. So just be careful out there. We'll see what happens. But I would be paying attention to see what happens on the next 5-minute candle. Do you get a breakdown of the pattern to the downside, or do you get a squeeze back up towards the VWAP? That's what I'd be watching here. MRO. We'll see what happens. We need as much Zen as possible. Yes, we do. I'm about to just go sit in the snow outside.
Looks like the blizzard is increased here. All right.
Turn it up. Turn it
I'm
up
a little
notch.
jealous. I ain't gonna lie to you.
Turn it up a notch. Turn that snow up a notch. Let's go.
I wish I could, dude.
Right? I got no problem with it. All right. Coming back on up there, guys. Looking at the BBIG, guys. Sorry, no, it's good.
Nope. It was not market related at all.
BBIG getting out there towards the 350s here. We talked about potentially the 340s coming into play here. I do think if the market rips on up, we could get a nice move there. So I was looking for that 335. Look how we got wicks down there. Let's see if we can get an entry pullback here. Looking for the 342s or 340s here on BBIG, guys. Talked about how I wanted to keep this one on watch here. We'll see what happens. 15-minute chart. Let's take a look at that. Trend line right on up here. One up move, 2 up move, 3 up move. Now it needs to get back through that 350 here. Looking at this pullback here. Gonna get the 342s. There's a big order there on the 343s. 600 showing up there, guys.
Because we're up nearly 30 points on the SPY from the lows on Friday. 30 points in less than a week. Just an extreme bounce off those lows.
All right, guys, going to take the last trade of the day here. Let's go ahead. Let's see if we can get this BBIG. Trying to get it down to 342s, but it won't even get there. Some sizing that they came in there at the 343s. So it's probably there's some support underneath it right now. Looking for a quick dip so that I could get in and then look for the rip.
All right. I'm going to look to get out of this AMD trade. Let me see where my contracts are at. Give it about another second or two, yeah. Yeah, you had SPY close above VWAP, then it came right back down. Going to get out of this AMD contracts. Out at 228. 128 calls, AMD
Starter.
this week's 228.
Nice.
Started there in BBIG, guys. Let's see if we can get this moving here. Just took the starter right there. Let's see if we can get it back above the 350s. That's where we want to see it push towards 360, 375. Try to take out the 4. We'll see what happens there. We could add on the 350 breakout. Below 335 is our out right now.
Too much chop, says Elite Trading. That's exactly
Dude,
how I feel.
I don't know
It's a chop fest, man. Chop fest 2002.
There, for a second, if you want to, I'll put my charts up. So this is yesterday, dude. Just look at this. This is SPY, obviously, on the 10-minute, and just all the way, just barcoding, and then obviously finally towards the end it did. But yeah, this was not fun yesterday. It'll be interesting to see how today goes. But this is where we are again. Look at that. That's your range, though, right? You can kind of mark it. It's like, hey, this is your range at 456.38, all the way down about 454. Either direction, you could hopefully get a move. But for now, you're inside this range. You've got Apple near VWAP.
Too much chop. Hulk smash. Hulk smash.
Google really kind of holding in there despite giving back some of its gain. Oh, man, this mouse wheel is... I'm going to have to take this mouse apart.
Just go for it, guys. Just add it there on BBIG. Let's take a swing here, guys. See if we can get a little parabolic action. BBIG, can we take off? Let's see what happens here, guys. I'm going to pull up the 1 minute here so you guys can see what I just saw. Looking for it to take out the 350s here.
Look, Starbucks went green. Wow. Took that off my screen, but it went green. I'll be damned.
All right, I got a measurement about 50 cents from the breakout that could get us up to $4. That's the top side reward there for BBIG on this outlook. Let's see if we can get through the 350s and get up there towards the 4.
Daryl, or excuse me, Rocky asking, what are your thoughts on Netflix? Thought here is that it's taken a break today, but it is in the gap zone from 409.15 up towards the bottom of this. 506. We're in the middle of that gap. I expect that gap to be filled, to be completely honest. I think that the Ackman big buy is really helping it. Not going to go straight up though, and you're taking a little bit of a break today.
All right, guys, 346 showing up there. I did see some volume get bought up there. 4,900 shares going through at 45. Let's see if we can get this to the 350s and to start moving BBIG.
VIX's still pretty muted, right under 22. Not really moving much. Here comes the market pulling back down. Boy, this has been back and forth several times already.
The chop fest, man. This is
crazy,
how you just give up money. That's the truth, guys.
Exactly. That's
what I did today. I mean, I literally just said, "Here you go, guys. You guys can just take my wallet. Let me know when I can have it back."
Yeah, I did not.
I definitely gained.
My wallet today.
Yeah, I gave back gains from Nvidia, no question about it.
It happens, man. It happens. The chop, the master of stocks. All right, let's see at least if this BBIG can do something for me here. Got about 400 shares now, guys, of BBIG. Trying to see if this could take out the 350 here. All right, there's 348, guys.
We're philanthropists, Jonathan. In order to keep being a philanthropist, you need to keep your bankroll intact. Don't forget that.
Dun, 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 dun. Elite said he went short on AMD. Okay.
Let's see. So you just went short. I mean, so yeah, it is below VWAP, so it's not a bad spot.
Yeah, I had a line drawn out at this 126.55 because you completed the third resistance and a VWAP fake out fade. Maybe you get a little push back there, and then you could look for a short, but it doesn't look bad there. But definitely a fight zone today. It's just that's what I'm seeing a lot. Let's go, BBIG.
Oh yeah, what was the? Let's see.
Let's at least get a parabolic mover today, guys. Let's see if we nail this. Just the guys got to put it out there. I'm working also on a BBIG video. I'm going to be putting out more and more videos, especially uploads on how to try to go after these parabolic movers, what kind of patterns we should be looking for, stories, retail interests. We'll definitely keep these on radar here on live trading.
What do you guys think about the Washington Commanders?
I think it's the dumbest name for a football team I've heard in probably 20 years.
I cannot believe a $1 billion organization went with that name. Good God.
Yeah. Then again, it's the Redskins we're talking about.
Well, see, that's the thing. They would have been better off just adding potatoes to their name, the Washington Redskin Potatoes. You could have had your logo could have been a bowl of Redskin potatoes. That would have been better.
Washington football team I thought was stupid, but man, that sounds so much better than Commanders. I just want to be like Commandos. Like I don't get it. Whatever.
I might call them Commandos out of spite.
Yeah.
To be quite honest with you.
The Commandos have blown another lead.
I mean, Washington's football team wasn't even that bad. Like there were people that were calling it the football team.
Yeah.
Bad. It's way better than what they picked. It took years to pick a worse name. I mean,
awful.
That's when you stamp fail.
I wonder who they hired as a consultant for that. God bless.
Everyone's saying it's a trash name.
It is.
It is. Commanders?
Washington Russets. See, even that's not as. I mean, let's go, guys. We have better ideas in our chat this morning than $1 billion franchise that hires a consulting firm.
Like, what surveys and focus group did you talk to think Commanders was the way to go? You know what I mean? Like, good God.
Bro, you don't want a Commander jersey?
Bro, you could give me one for free and I ain't taking it.
I know how it goes. Get Commando. Get to the chopper.
Ridiculous.
All right, how we doing out there, traders? It seems like it's one of those days where I'd probably be better off watching.
Seinfeld? Oh, man, Mitch. You know what? That is going to be a goal of mine. I am going to try to learn how to play the Seinfeld theme on a bass.
Nice.
That is what I'm going to try to do. You just gave me a great idea.
All right, guys. BBIG rejected to get above that 348. We want to see it hold 340s. and then test back up there towards the 350. We'll see if we get stopped out. Below 335 is the out, guys. We'll see if we get it to get us out or if we get a breakout above the 350.
Ben's World. Someone bought up all the good names and Snyder just on a buy one. that is awesome. Oh man, that's funny.
Dumb.
Nice play on words on your name too. Mercedes-Benz, Ben's Words. I like that. That's clever.
Always have new sounds, man. Always. It's the only way. All right, guys, going to go ahead and set the stop here for BBIG. I'm going to go ahead and just set stop limit. Stop will be set at 336. Limit will be down towards 334s. Give myself a little 2 cents there to try to get out on the bid if it just drops really fast. We're going to set it and forget it. Let's see what happens. We'll be back if it holds there. Let's take a look there at CCL. What's going on with it? It's still fighting here. That first VWAP bounce wasn't a bad one. It went up there towards 21.13s, but definitely just sideways action holding here. Kind of like an ascending triangle, but we'll see how we overall react in the SPY. SPY's already back down towards the low of the day close. So, I mean, you could see takeouts on the lows here. This is what I call Chop City, guys. Chop City all around, guys. You're better off going to get a chop at your Tropical, your local Tropical. So definitely that's what it's out there, guys. Go get some chicken maybe today, but the market doesn't want to give us chicken.
What do you guys think of Facebook and Spotify who are reporting tonight?
All right, let's take a look there. Let's talk a little bit about the Meta life. Sure. So to me, Meta, right? I mean, that looks like a short right now, but let's not talk about that. Let's talk about longer term. For me, Meta, I think it's all about VR, AR adoption this year. It's the biggest thing that I'm focusing on. I know a lot of people focus on the buzzword metaverse, but to me, the metaverse doesn't happen if we don't get AR and VR adoption. Same way I look at LiDAR, right? So I don't think we get the EV adoption if we don't get this LiDAR game correct. And so these are the kind of things that I look for. I look for what I call the underlying assets, what's behind it. So to me, I think Facebook now is just all about, can it get this kind of Oculus game down packed?
Mitch,
then they're going to go ahead.
Let me just jump in here real quick. We talked about OLB being a potential trade if it curls up and takes out 239. Here we are through 239, 240. I think we snapped this. You might have the ability to scalp this. There it goes. So sorry, I just wanted to call that out here because we had talked about it before. I'm sorry for interrupting. We'll watch this here. Not much of a pop here. It looks like it's pulling. So keep this on watch. This is the only thing I've seen so far that's really even looking any good. But anyway, back to Facebook, my man Mitch. Sorry about that.
You're not bad, man. It's not a bad call at all. Looking to maybe take a swing trade in oil to the downside, but I mean, it's just a little bit tough here. I'm not seeing much on the charts there. XOM looked a little bit weak there when it went up and bounced back down. Could take out down, but it's just a bunch of choppiness, even in oil. Wanted to see energy just get crushed today, but it's not happening.
Yeah. All right. It's that time of the day for me to start taking my walk. And boy, I could fall asleep right here, right now. Holy shit. Just getting chopped left and right, man.
Yep.
You know, I really expected a move on AMD one way or another after earnings, on Nvidia to be kind of like, I don't know. Didn't get it. But I'm gonna go ahead and see myself out in, Ryan. I'm gonna go do this. All right. I'm gonna get some steps.
Get some steps going. Ryan.
Hey, man.
You get those steps going, man.
See you guys later.
Take care.
See you later, man. All right, guys. Like always, guys, if we have over 700 people watching, do me a favor, hit that like button. I don't want you to hit the red button. So I want you to hit that like button. Let's keep going, guys. Hit that like. Let's go ahead. We still got a lot of trading to talk about. We'll see what happens here. I'm trying to get on a trader for us. We'll see if we're able to get him on. I'm trying to bring on a live trader for us, talk about some stocks, but we'll see if we're able to get him on today. Ryan, what are you kind of thinking here now that the SPY is still kind of just playing the games?
Yeah, well, the first things first, I'm not going to participate in a chop fest. I'm not going to participate in a chop fest because I'm often not nimble enough to make that work in my favor, and I'm okay with that. I'd rather wait for there to be some type of directional play that I can take advantage of. Now that I take a look at it too, it looks like the VIX is curling towards the highs. So the big thing for me is going to be if this VIX does pop, if we do actually have a big pull out of this consolidation zone, what does it look like for the days ahead? If we continue to just kind of consolidate and chop here, I'm going to do the exact same thing tomorrow that I did today. I'm just going to approach it. I'm going to say, okay, let's see if there's anything that could potentially run today. Let's see how the market reacts when it actually opens. Other than that, I'm just going to watch some of the names that we mentioned earlier. As far as some of those exclusives that I mentioned at the top, OLB looks like it's going to be the only one that gets any type of action today. Some of those others look like they just didn't really react to the news story. So I'm going to watch that. I'm going to watch the big caps, what I watch every day, and I'm going to watch the VIX, SPY, and IWM.
All right, guys. Someone talking about a Home Depot in the chat. That's probably one I'd watch, especially if the SPY finally gets going there. But Home Depot does look good there. We'll see what happens on that and see if we can catch that dip. We'll see what happens there. And just a lot of kind of the chop overall mixed game there. Nothing that I'm seeing really take on and off and lead the markets. Take a look at the Qs. AMD still up 7%, even though it's down on the day. This is how you can get some of these pullbacks, especially when you have big run-ups in the pre-market, right, and after hours. So now you're kind of seeing AMD. It's still trading up on the day, but it's actually trading down in the intraday. So we'll see what happens if it takes out the lows. I did like it beneath this 126.55 on the short side, but wasn't able to grab that. And I did see someone in the chat was nailing on AMD short side. We'll see if they can hold on. Apple holding against the SPY. That's not what you want to see there. But if Apple can get back up there through 175.50, yeah, I'd probably see the SPY kind of catch on up. SPY did just make another bottom there near the 454s. So that's what I'd watch for the downside. But you're getting a lot of wicks down there, so just be careful. Look for an extreme move. Maybe use an envelope filter for a move back down. What that means is look for an extension past that level, not just the level being touched.
It looks like oil popped after those numbers came out, by the way. I know that you were watching that earlier. I don't have a position, but...
Yeah, I had to take a look at the numbers. I'll take a little bit of a deeper dive for Money Mitch later today, guys. Yes, we have Money Mitch later today at 4:30, guys. So definitely tune into that. I'll let you guys know what I found in oil. See if we're going to continue going on up. And I'm kind of concerned. Because I don't think I really want to see, let's say, $120 or $140 oil, Ryan. I might have to sell my car if I see that.
Well, I'm definitely not going to sell my car, but no, it's quite disappointing where we are right now with oil. Yeah. A lot of it was avoidable, but I don't want to see 120, 140 either. We'll see what we can do. We'll see what happens with this.
Oil pretty expensive. Hey, I'm sure when you guys notice when you're pumping, it feels like it's back in the olden days, like 2017 or even 2009, I used to see oil like above $4, but that's something that I haven't seen in a while, at least gas. So we'll see what happens. We are going to see $100 oil this year. Hey, we'll see, man. Definitely, it's not something that usually happens. Usually we get that range, right? We get a kind of push on up and then it comes back down. I've always seen the cyclicalness of oil. We'll see if it comes back down. All right, there's oil starting to push on up. That could kind of change the market around and help it start pushing, right? I think that's what's been holding it back a little bit. People concerned to see if oil was just going to take a major hit today, and it hasn't. So let's see what happens here. I'd be watching a little bit deeper time frame so that you guys can kind of get around the volatility right now. Maybe use a 15-minute chart or a 1-hour chart to try to get around that volatility. We'll see if the SPY can break down through 453.82s or back above 455.
SPY feels heavy too. I'm looking at the S&P here. Feels heavy. I know it's been a chop shop, but it definitely feels like if I had to pick one direction, that this would actually break down. That's the feeling that I get. We'll see though.
Michael, we feel kind of the same. You know, the bullish move just doesn't feel bullish. We'll see what happens, though. I mean, at the end of the day, it does look like it's trying to trap a lot of people here. So either way, it's going to trap some people here. So just be careful. Always know your risk and know your outs.
Yep. All right, Mitch, I think I'm going to head out as well. Got some stuff to do. Not much going on here. Again, we gave you what we're going to watch. Don't force anything, folks. Don't force anything. You don't be a hero. Wait for the trades to come to you. If they're not there, tomorrow is a new day.
Definitely. We'll go ahead and then bring you on back, guys. We'll be back tomorrow. Thank you, Ryan, for joining us. And like always, guys, smash the thumbs on up. And just for Ryan, I mean, getting on out of here, wake us up a little bit. This might get a little loud. I did see that it was a little loud on the video earlier. But Ryan Norris? We need Ryan to come back and kick this market's ass because it's just not doing anything right now. We'll see what happens if we get a breakdown or break up there. Just got stopped out there, BBIG. So, I mean, 10-cent stop outs all around today, guys. I think I had now 1, 2, 3, 4 10-cent stop outs, guys. I'm done for the day. At least taking trades. I'm just going to keep watching here now. But it's been one of those times, right? It's kind of volatility, and we got to sometimes get around these kind of smoky types of markets right now. You just can't see through the haze. Where do I go? Do I go left? Do I go right? Where do I go, guys? I feel like this is that type of market out there. So just be careful out there. Like always, guys, hit the subscribe bell and the subscribe as we continue doing this every single day live. Laugh my ass off. That'll wake you up. Yeah, that'll wake you up for sure. I gave you the warning at least. All right, SPY starting to break down there through the 453.82s here. Do we start seeing continued down momentum? Does Apple start breaking down? We saw Apple try to break on up there through the 75.50s. Now looking like it wants to break on down. AMD also. Let's take a look at NVIDIA here. Let's see if we can catch this one before it really completely breaks down. Looks like it's trying to get on down there through the 251. Let's take a look at the Qs. Are we getting a hard down action in the Qs? Looks like we're getting a little bit of a wick put in here. We'll see if it breaks through the 366 and closes below that. That can see that downside continue momentum. Batch, the only stock that I see significant doing well today. The Mitch stock, guys. You guys didn't trade Mitch today? No, it's doing decent there, trying to break out through the 120s. Nice little VWAP pullback on the 1 minute. It went down to 116, quickly back up there towards 120. We'll see what happens in match group. You guys can also watch Bumble. I think that's a BMBL. Yeah, you guys can watch that one, see if it gets back on up there towards 31. They usually trade hand in hand. We'll see what happens. SPY def looking bearish. Yeah, we'll see if the SPY can continue to break down, but I mean, it's just trappy market. Look how it closes down there, and then you get a push right back on up. This is as trappy as it gets out there, guys. Chevron, trappy too. Guys, oil, I think, is running the game right now. The Mitch stock. Yeah, dude, come on. Got another Mitch stock. Another Mitch. All right, guys, we'll see what happens out there. Not seeing much, guys. Hit the like button. Let's see if you guys got a ticker you guys want to take a look at. Throw it up in the chat. I'm not probably going to take another trade, but I will cover some stocks from the chat. That blew my speakers. Don't worry, talk. Just hit me up, man. We'll get through that. Eardrums just popped. Don't worry, Raz. We'll bring them back. They grow back, right? Eardrums, right? They go back, right? All right, let's go ahead. We'll see what we see in the market right now. MPC being called out. I'll take a look at that. Marathon. All right, not a bad one to keep on watch on. Let's see what happens here. Let's look at the 1 hour. chart, because right now, I mean, this market is kind of a little bit of a bore. But if you look here and you kind of draw a resistance at the close of this green body, 77.21 on that side. Downside, let's draw it onto the low of the hour right now, which is 76.39. Right, and let's go towards the 5 minute. Let's see a little bit closer. You can see here how it's trying to hold this trend here. Now, can it get back on up here through 78s, or is it going to break 76.39 on the downside? We've gotten 1 up move, 2 up move, 3 kind of getting towards the resistance there, holding back there. Let's see if it takes out 77.21 and really pushes to 78 up there. Not a bad one to keep on watch there. All right, Splunk back testing consolidation. It broke. All right, so let's take a look at Splunk. I'll take a quick look at that one. This is one that I like on the short side. I don't like the business overall, but it has been holding sideways, so just be careful there. We'll see what happens on that one. ABNB, how we doing on that one? Pulling back there towards the 150. Let's see if did CCL hold up today. Let's see. Looks like it didn't hold the VWAP. It came back down towards 2080s. Not a bad one to kick a look at, but market's still looking weak, guys. All right, definitely look at this chop fest, man. This is chop suey, dude. I can't believe how much we're getting this just chop in the spies, just chop and chop. And every time we get even through the number, we're getting even a close underneath it. And then what do we get? We get 4 candles straight up. So definitely just be careful out there, guys. I don't want everyone to just give up that money in this chop. Can you pull up Baba? I'll pull up Baba. Let's take a look here. Baba getting back on up there, kind of doing what we call a VWAP fake out fade, where you get that attempt to break on out and then you quickly flush right back through the VWAP. One that necessarily I thought was going to come back a little bit with the Olympics, but it's still sideways trend between here around, let's say, 133s upside, 140 on the upside, 109 on the downside. It has to come back and break this trend for it to really get moving. That's going to be when it gets finally back above 150s. This market will chop you up for sure. All right, seeing what's going to get moving there. I'm not seeing much here even showing up, guys. Real estate is on up, but not significantly. We'll see if this can kind of keep pushing. Let's take a look. Star. I've never heard of this trade before. Let's take a look here at this one. This is a REIT and it's diversified here. It does have a nice bottoming action here. It could come back up and take 25s on the upside. We'll see if it can come back and get towards that upside. I'd look at the 15-minute, and you could kind of draw the support down towards the 2040s and try to use that as you kind of your resistant or your support. Look for it to get back towards 25, but definitely a lower volume trade, so just be careful there. Star, it's a REIT. We'll see what happens. All right, am I still in Colorado? Yes, I'm still in Colorado, Talk. I'm enjoying the snow outside. I showed it a little bit earlier. I don't know if you were here, but this is how it looks outside, guys. It's just snowy day, man. Snowy day. Kind of take it easy kind of day. All right, JPM volume spike. Thank you for calling that out. Let's take a look at JPM. Yeah, I mean, there's some volume there, but nothing really to kind of excite me. Let's take a look at the SPY. Can we kind of get out of this range here? We are not. We're just testing. We're looking like we want to go back up personally, but I'm not going to call that out. I'm just going to watch here. All right, guys, we're going to keep going here past 11, but I need you guys to smash that like button. I'm going to go ahead and play a little trailer here, and I will be back. Like always, guys, smash that like button. Let's keep this going here.
I tell all my CEOs, this is a very, very, very important platform. And look, all the other platforms are important too, but you're up there now. You're way up there.
best investments you can do in your future is actually go and re-educate yourself on credible sites and credible resources like Benzinga. I think you guys have been killing it.
The comment section on this show is remarkable. Like the quality of the combo, and just big shout out to you and your community.
That's what I love about you guys. You know, you just had all your callers in right then. And it's all about the community here at Benzinga.
All right, traders, how we doing out there? I'm gonna go ahead and probably take a swing trade here on Carnival Cruise Lines, looking for a pullback towards the 2085s here. CCL. Let's do a little swing trade action here. Don't want to take another day trade, but willing to take a swing trade here in CCL. Looking for a little pullback here towards the 85s. Might just take the 88s right here. Let's just take them right now. Took the 89s there off the offer. We're going to look to hold this CCL towards the low of today. Low today candle is 2057. So that's going to be the risk on the downside. So downside risk is going to be down here. We're going to look for the upside to really take out and kind of go towards the flag here. We'll measure up 87 cents past $1. So we'll look for 22 on the upside to get started up there towards 22. That will really get us bullish. So I'm going to go ahead and draw the circle there, taking a swing trade on CCL. At least it reacted well there. We'll see if it gets some real pop. SPY is something I definitely keep on watch. 1 hour chart is what I'd be using now. Too much chop around, so we'll see what happens there. Beautiful view in the 303. Yes, for sure. What do you think about ATVI? I'll take a look at that. Also being called out in the chat, Live Nation. Just want to call that out. All right, Live Nation here. Let's take a look at Live Nation, kind of holding around. It's not a bad one to take a look at, but nothing that's going to be excited right now. CCL looking a little bit better now that we're trying to push towards 21. If it holds above 21, we'll be looking good on that swing trade. DKNG, how we do it on that one? We're getting right back towards our entry, so we could take another entry on DKNG if we wanted to swing trade it right back, right around here. So I don't mind it around here, so I might take another trade on DKNG. I would be buying it here and risking off the low around 22.13s today. It's not a bad trade, but let's take a look at PEN. Okay, showing some relative strength there in PEN. I do kind of like this DKNG here. Could take a smaller share size one, because I usually don't try to do too many swings overnight, but DKNG does look good there. I'm gonna hold off on it, but I would like to try to take it off the bottom there. All right, we'll see what happens on that one. I did see ATVI mentioned. Let's go back towards that. Can we get back above 80s there? Definitely fighting there. Look how a lot of wicks are being put in there on the 1 minute. Nice, kind of, you could see an inverse head and shoulders here. And so it's not a bad one to kind of take a look at. But we'll see if we can get back above 80s for ATVI for you to get really bullish. At least you have your levels to go off of. I mean, you see a support down here around, let's say, 78 level, 78.60s. Let's see if we can get back above that wick. The wick you have there is 79.40s. EA having a good day. Take a look at that one. I think this chart looks better to kind of trade. If you wanted to trade one, this looks pretty good there. Actually, I really kind of like this trade right now. Looking at it right now to see if I can grab it. Need to get it back into the 133s, but it does look like it wants to just come back on up and take out the highs, the 135s there. It's just too expensive for me to grab right now, but I do like kind of this trade right here, where you get below VWAP, then you kind of get into this mode here, and you kind of take out that 134 on the upside. We'll see what happens on EA. Forward, nice reversal being called out. We'll see what happens. PayPal being massively oversold. Yeah, I definitely do think that. I'm losing money, says Dice Loyalty. So maybe just hold the money right now. That sometimes it's better to hold than to keep trading. You're living in Denver. Hey, enjoy the snow today, man. Enjoy it. All right, let's look around here. What are we getting in the SPY? What is going on? What chop action, guys? Still the hourly sideways. We want to get through the hourly support or hourly resistance. Can you take me for a drink? Yeah, I mean, right now I'm in the Springs, but I'll let you know if I kind of going up there towards Denver. If not, you're always welcome to come down to the Springs. Just like we have another person here in Colorado too, Talk M3 Goose. Definitely, guys, we gotta do a little Colorado meetup. All right, guys, this is one of those days where we might have to even change up the music. I might actually do that right now and try to get us a little bit more upbeats here. We need to kind of get to kind of wake on up here a little bit, man. All right, let's look out there. Let me see what I find out there. All right, looks like we got some smooth jazz, maybe. Well, what do you guys want to listen to? You guys got any preference of music out there? I can go ahead and drop it on in, throw it up in the chat. All right, guys, let's do a kind of a look here. I want to take a look at BBIG, big mover, see if we can get it back to making moves. It looks like it wants to get back above there. Keep this one on radar today. I do think that, it could all of a sudden, boom, you see it at $4. So definitely keep your eyes on that BBIG. We'll see if this can come back and take out the 350s. That could really get the stocks moving there. HD was one that we were looking for a nice push. That's pushing and holding well. So look also for the lumber plays that are doing well here. So if you look at lumber, we talked about BCC. This is one that you could take a look at. That one's still doing well. We talked about WFG way before this move when it was actually down on the day. Now up there towards 97. Could take out 97.36. So keep your eyes on that lumber trade out there. Did see real estate up a significant amount. You can look at industrials or residential. Looks like Cube or kind of these the public storage stocks making a nice push today, but they're starting to top out also. EA trying to make that push that we were looking at. We'll see if we can get back up there towards 133s and take it out. ATVI, does that come back on up through the 79.25 area? Heavy metal. I don't know about that one, Master Stonks. I don't think anyone would kind of hang out with the metal playing. House Jazz is Nick G. All right, what's going on out there? Washout music, yeah. Need some screamo. BA waking up. We'll see what happens. EA spread too large for anything other than small size for you. I mean, sometimes those are good. I'm telling you right now, sometimes I like picking these smaller size trade and giving myself the full kind of average to range to get around the volatility. So like, let's say EA, you have what? $1.31. So maybe risking towards $1.40 around here. So like, let's say we got a 132 and we risked $1.40. That's back below this low that you're seeing here. And you're kind of risking this. Let's see, 140s would be 130.60. And we're looking for an up move back up there towards at least 134s, which gets you a little bit closer towards, that looks like a 2-to-1 trade. At the top of this, though, towards, let's say, the high here, 135.82. Now that looks more like a 3-to-1 trade, and that's why I like it. You just got to take smaller share size, right? So, like, let's say even if you took, like, let's say 10 shares and you're risking about $1.40, that's not much that you're risking on the downside. Of course, it's not going to give you much also on the upside, but I feel like it's safer to take some of these lower trades in this kind of volatility that we're fighting right now. CCL, how's that one doing for me? I kind of got up there towards 21. We'll see if it can kind of hold the low of the day right now. That's what I want to see it hold and close above. SPY coming right back down. What do you know it? Chop Fest continues, guys. Chop Fest is continuing out there. BBIG creeping on up. Yeah, I think it's creeping. All right, let's keep it going here. Let's see what we find out there. I'm gonna actually take off the music for a second and change it on up here. Let's wake up a little bit here. See if this lo-fi one is a little bit more awake right now. Do you guys know about the purple cat? There we go. All right, guys, putting the music on up. Let me know if it's too loud, if it's blowing your ears. I am putting it on up significantly here to kind of just hang on out with you guys here. See if we can get a breakdown of this SPY if we're going to keep coming on up. Lisa wants to talk about triple BY. Let's take a look at that. Ooh, there's a nice little push. Good call out, Lisa. Nice push there, guys. Looks like we're having a little bit of a meme push there in triple BY. It's not a bad one to take a look at. Let's take a look at if we're seeing a little bit of some meme action. AMC XELA was a big mover today. Let's see if that one can get back to running. Doesn't look that bad off the 90, maybe up there towards $1 if you're trying to play that kind of boost there in XELA there. But definitely triple BY, definitely taking a lift there. Let me see if we see kind of a trend here. Apparel manufacturing, not really much there. Specialty retail is actually down on the day, so I wouldn't expect that one to be kind of moving on up. It's actually down 1.24. Is there anything else that's moving significantly in this area? Let's see here. SBH, Sally Beauty Supplies, doing well today, but not seeing much out there. But yeah, definitely triple BY. That's a significant move there. I'd look for a pullback. I wouldn't be trying to jump into that, but definitely looking like it wants to make a move. SPY puts. I mean, if you look at the 5-minute, you do have 3 highs to go off of. If you're looking at that, maybe look for a short through this 453. But I mean, I still think you're still in Chop City. Thoughts on PayPal? We see a boost similar to Netflix after such a big drop. Yeah, it could happen. I mean, at least you're definitely seeing that. Catch the bottom of the right shoulder. Yeah, I mean, you could kind of look at that right now. It's just, to me, it just looks like Chop right now. It's still Chop City. JLM. Bro, don't worry, man. I got you, bro. I skipped your ticker. Let's go back. The JLM. Let me see if I can find you, man. CLR. All right, I got you, dude. I mean, it's not the sexiest stock, right? I mean, you're not talking about one that has a lot of people looking at it. But oil here, getting a little bit of a bounce. Hard bottom there. So you could definitely call that as a hard bottom. See those closing. A bunch of wicks. Look how that reverse. I would look for the VWAP hold. I'd look for a VWAP bounce. You could trade off that 53.88. But let's take a look here at some other oil trades. Are we starting to get a bounce there? Starting to push? Yeah, we are. Look at MRO up there towards 2065. You can look probably at CVX. Let's take a look at CVX getting a bounce there. Also, you can take a look at potentially, let's look at some other ones here. XOM is another great one to take a look at. So I think they're all kind of moving hand in hand. They all look very similar right now, the oil trade. So we'll see if these can kind of keep running. But this one could kind of get it moving there. CLR, we'll see if we get the pullback. But definitely if it takes out 55, you can get the 50-day moving average that could start pushing it. Tom, if this sounds like elevator music, let me know what elevator that is so I can hang out in it all day long. Not in the DraftKings anymore. Sold it at the open. DraftKings, what's going on out there? For the love of money. Best chop trade is the VWAP fade. I agree, Quantum. Have a good day, Ms. Whitehorse. Cliff wants to take a look. Zed wants to take a look at Cliffs. Let's take a look at Cliffs. Cliffs is coming on back there towards 1850. Did find some support down there at the 18, so that's kind of where to be watching for it to hold there. X, how's X doing? Not bad either. Very similar charts, right? NUE. This one's showing really strength. This is one of the leaders in steel. So one thing that I would say is if you're watching Cliff, watch NUE to lead. If you're watching X, watch NUE to lead. Definitely laggard play on those two, but we'll see what happens there. CCL, did we find a bottoming action there? Yeah, not bad. I kind of like this swing trade that we put on CCL. We'll see if we can get on up there. Reopening trade. That's what I'm taking. Thoughts on QCOM? I'll hit that up. This music keeping you sane in the chop? I'm glad to hear that, Matt. Definitely hit that like button if you guys are enjoying it. All right, let's look around here. What is the SPY going to do? It's still in that chop fest right now, guys. I definitely keep kind of a 15-minute or an hourly chart on up because the 5-minute even will kind of chop you out right now. Let's see if we can take out this low, right? So we got it kind of the 3 highs now going back below VWAP. Looking for it to take out 454s on the downside here. Look to see if CVX rejects here off the 134, 35s, and then just come quickly down towards 133s. AMD here. Let's see if that one continues to break through. Yeah, it's breaking through on the downside there. NVIDIA breaking on the downside there, guys. You guys can look at maybe some shorts now. Apple breaking down. Tesla. Yeah, the big components starting to break down, guys. So I don't mind the kind of an attempt look now on the downside here. We'll see if we can get that to break down. Looking through a lot of stocks here, just trying to flow through and trying to find where the stocks are really trading up and where they're trading down here. Some of the names like Pepsi doing well today, so some value trades doing well, kind of showing us that the trade's going a little bit away. Could be profit taking in the SPY, kind of those types of stocks. Some people are just running towards profit. Google is I definitely would watch that. If it can get back above 3,000, maybe you can see a move, but it is holding on the downside there. You said CCL for a trade. How are you trading it? So we're going to use the low of the day as the out, and we're going to look for it to continue on its way up. If the low of the day would get us out. CCL not looking good on your chart. Well, we'll see what happens. I mean, it's a swing trade, and one of the things with the swing trades is we give ourselves we give ourselves a lot of room also, and we take the share size down probably about 1/5 of what I would use on a long position on my day trades. Could be a lot of downside, says John Lewis. Tomorrow has jobs report. Heard it's on the downside from last month. Yeah, I mean, jobs have not been looking good there, but we'll see what happens. I still think this SPY is a little choppy here. We are looking like we want to come back down towards the 453. If that breaks, of course, you can start looking for some shorts on the downside there. Facebook, we did that did look like a short earlier. Looks like it was trying to break down through the low there. Asana was one I was looking for a short. Look at that one. That one's a really good trade today. Missed out on the short. Look at Hendrix waking on up, guys. Say hi, Hendrix. Saying hi, man. Can look at the camera, dude. Can look at the camera, bro. He's hanging on out, guys. He's waking up. Not taking the CPA, doing the CMT, which is a chartered market technician. And that's not bad, guys. I have a study guide always next to me. Always have the study guide next to me. Always kind of learning. I mean, we could take a little bit of a learning lesson here if we wanted. We could get into some things like Vlad. We could talk a little bit about some accumulation distribution. We could talk about some money flow indicators. I got it all. I got it all right in front of me here. We could even talk about kind of the wave pattern. We'll see what happens out there. Right now, stocks are still coming on down there. Asana was a good short, man. Should have kept on that one. That was one of my trades of the day and wasn't able to nail it. All right, let's see what's going on out there, guys. LUV still coming on down there. Not seeing much there. Did Snap ever come back? Oh, we missed the VWAP fade on Snap. We talked about potentially getting it back towards the VWAP, and that's exactly what happened here. Look how this one comes down towards the support, comes right back to VWAP, quickly rejects there at the 33s. You could have been taking that trade off Snap. That was definitely a good one there. High there on that candle, only got up there towards 33.06. It could have been a really good trade there in Snap. Pinterest, probably the same kind of thing. Let's take a look. Yeah, similar charts there. SoFi was really weak. It's the VWAP fade on that one. So that just shows us, guys, I was probably looking at the wrong trades today. Should have been looking at some of these kind of pre-revenue stocks or stocks that are kind of newer, don't have that high of profitability. Definitely SoFi was one of those that we could have kept an eye on. Hood kind of stopped me out at the gates, did this little pop and then stopped me out. Then it flushed down. So just be careful there with the Hood. We'll see what happens, but it does look like it's coming on down there. All right, let me take a look at Zillow. Zillow's down 2, open, probably down. Yeah, same thing, guys. A lot of kind of retraces off those levels. Hubs, VWAP fades, a bunch of them. You want my study guide, Martin? I don't mind sharing it sometimes, but I just got to be careful there because, you know, this does come from some kind of learning material for the CMT. So, but I don't mind sharing it, especially if you're working on it. All right, Chimbo, you heading on out? Hey, don't worry. It happens to us all. I took 3 bad trades also. So, I mean, let's do it. This chop stinks. Trade what you see, says Easy Mike. First time watching this stream, really enjoyed it compared to others I've seen, says EB. I mean, that's what it's about. One thing I don't want to do is pressure people and try to like just take trades for no reason or tell you guys, let's just load up the boat or tell you guys that I know what's going to happen next. Sometimes like this, especially in a choppy market, we want to kind of wait till we see a big reaction versus jumping on the reaction. And we're still in that chop there in the SPY, as you can see. We still are not even out of that chop. We're still just sideways here. And with that being said, until it breaks below or above that, I would probably not be trading. And I'd be watching some trades, looking to see what's going to happen. Falling asleep, winter pegs? Hey, well, wake on up, man. Let's get you on up. Do I gotta wake you on up? I can do that. I got no problem. All right, let's get it going here. Let's see what's going on out there, guys. Let's see if we can, is this a trap?
It's a trap. It's a trap.
We'll see what happens here. I mean, do we take out the lows there at the 453 on the SPY? It's definitely fighting to hold on, but we'll see what happens here. Do we finally get a takedown? It looks like it's trying to head down towards there. Let's see if we get that crack there. 353 and actually get a close below there. You saw you got this wick. We're going to look for a close down there. That's what we want to see. Not a just hold at the support there, because then it could just reverse again. We want to see something down here and closing. Apple, how's Apple doing? It just got off the VWAP there. Tesla looking like it wants to take down the lows. Home Depot at VWAP, so you guys can take a look at that one. If you guys are trying to look at for a long play, I did like this one. It's in a symmetrical triangle. You guys know symmetrical triangle can go either way here. So let's see if it gets back above this 370 for the upside move. Baba down there towards 365, so showing you that it's starting to break down there. Netflix down 5% almost there, guys. So just be careful on the Netflix taking a hit there. Disney's still taking a hit too. Also, it still doesn't want to come back. Hilton still down too. We'll see what happens on this one, see if it can reverse, but definitely it doesn't look like a good day right now. It doesn't look like anyone wants to take a step on up. This is interesting though to me. 286,000 shares going through there on the low of 143 for Hilton. Let's see if it breaks that on the downside here, if it gets back above 144s. Yeah, Martin, hit me up on Twitter at Story Investors. We need some upbeat. I got you guys. You know what? I think it's one of those days where I'm going to go and play some more music my style. What do you guys say? Give me some thumbs on up. Let's see how we do it on the light game today. I want to go ahead and check on out. All right. How are we doing on the light game? All right. Let me go ahead and check on up here. All right, guys, smash up that like, guys. Smash up that like. Looks like we got over 565 people watching here. Let's keep it going. I want to see where we're at in the light game. Looks like we're at 326. Let's see if we can get on up there towards 350 here. We got about 20 minutes left till we get to Benzinga Live. Let's see if we start seeing some down take in the market and seeing if we can get that downside action here. All right, guys, I'm going to go ahead and kind of do some more of my style there. Let's see if we can get it going here. Lower it down right now. All right, let's do some. Dun. All right, let's do this one. All right, traders, let's go ahead. Let's get it going. You guys want to hear some more of my style music? Let's do that. Let's go ahead. Let's bring it on in here. I'm gonna skip the ad. Let's do this. Let me know if it's too loud, guys. Also, let me know if you guys see a good trade out there or we see some downside action that's continuing. Mitch to the Green Day. That match. It did turn around there in the 120s. Just be careful. I think it could pull back down towards support because it faded away really quickly at that 120 breakout. So just be careful on that match. I don't think it had the best earnings, but it's still up. So we'll see. Let me know what you guys think in the chat on the music side. huge 3-day move today was for best to sell. Hey, we'll see what happens. All right, how we doing out there, guys? Any new shows coming to Red Rocks? We'll see what happens. I mean, I've been waiting for that. I did see Red Hot Chili Peppers come in on a nice tour to Mile High, so I might go see that. Got you guys. Let's go ahead. A little reggae action is right. Joey, I hope you're in a legal state, Joey. That's all I can say. Not Sublime, this is Stick Figure. But, I mean, very similar vibes. Hey, Shannon, enjoying the vibes. Let's go ahead. Let's keep it going. Let's see what's going on in the SPY, dude. Let's get that takedown. There you go. Now, can we get the close down here? We got wicks. I don't want to see it recover 454 here. I want to see it close down towards 453. Then we can start looking for some downside action to really start taking out some trades there. Asana breaking down there, so definitely some stocks kind of on that breakdown. AMD, look at the Qs. Qs probably going to take out that low there too. There you go. Now we're starting to really get that downside action. You can look at kind of the inverse ones, SQQQ, holding well on the breakout there, pushing down there. What's going on with oil? Did we finally get an oil breakdown? Oil is kind of fighting here. CBX hasn't really broken down and shown direction there. MRO tried to start turning around there. So I'm wondering if we get another third high here and then we get a rejection down. Keeping an eye out on this one. Also, we can take a look at, let's take a look at US Steel starting to pull back too. A lot of this stuff starting to really start breaking down. I'm expecting to see things start moving into the red. Also, real estate coming down. Also, utilities up about 0.51. So if you wanted to look at to the upside, Duke is the one I'd look at right now. Duke looking good. PRO, is it? No, it's PRO. Portland General Electric. You can take a look at this one. Looks like we're getting a shift in kind of these going into the electric and gas regulations. So you can take a look at some of those today as they continue to make moves. HTOO, if you want to look at a cheaper one. This one looks interesting. Holding the 550s, trying to get back on the daily towards the 6. SPY here. Did we kind of close finally down there? Yeah, we closed down there. Now let's see if we recover the 454 on this pushback. But if we can hold 454, we could probably see the breakdown. Do you see Apple bouncing back? We'll see what happens there. Suleman, what's going on out there? Red hot at Mile High? That's awesome. I'd fly back for that. Yeah, hell yeah. Shrooms are legal in Denver. So don't mind you throwing up the shroomies. Keep on rocking. Keep on moving. It's gonna be all right. Finding a little bounce in the market. This is a tough one, man. No continuation. It just comes back. To me, that shows that the market's holding this move. And we want to get our stocks back into the green. I'm going to take a refresh here of my FinViz to take a look at the market breadth indicator that I've been watching. And we're above SMA 200 30% now. I'm looking for the 40% to be that turnaround, so where I could really start going bullish. But it is starting to show a little bit of strength. Look how we get back up here towards this 454. That's what I didn't want to see. It's just trappy, super trappy stock, super trappy market today. And that's how you can give a lot of stocks, a lot of money up. You're just giving it up continuously. Tesla dropped below 900. Facebook back to 290. What's this song? This is The Weight of Sound, Tyler. This is one of my favorites. It's a pretty long song. It's like about 7 minutes, but getting down. All right, guys, you guys out there, smash the like for me if you guys are at least enjoying the music out there today. All right, guys, how we doing out there? Let me go ahead and catch up. Let me see how's the Twitter feels out there. All right, we'll see what happens out there. Everything opened at the high, says Dennis. Some people talking about AMD puts out there. So many people trying to call the bottom out there. We'll see what happens. Seven rate hikes in 2022 would have crashed the market. How can anyone listen to such garbage? As you can see from Fast Money, Eric Clark didn't like what they were saying on Fast Money. I'm trading from Australia. Off to bed, said Stuart. Well, hey, power to you. Go get some sleep because this market is asleep itself. So, hey, power to you. Get some sleep, man. All right, guys, we're at 11:19. We're going to get towards 11:30 and get you guys over to Benzinga Live. So definitely smash that like. Let's keep on going. The Doge. What's going on with Doge? Have you guys looked into crypto lately? All right, guys, let's go ahead. I'm going to keep going here with the music. Let's go towards the next one here. Got to take off the little promo here, but I'll keep us going here. All right, this is my next one up here. This is Choice is Yours. It also includes another band of my favorite reggae, Slightly Stupid. Need to lower this one a little down. It's a little loud. All right, guys, let's go ahead. Let's see if look at the SPY. The chop fest continues, guys. It's just scary out there. The chop is so ridiculous. We'll see what happens on that one. Watching to see my swing trade here on Carnival. Don't want to see it take out the lows of the day, which is 20.57. We'll see if this one can kind of hold on there. Aloha from Hawaii, definitely. Stick figures, I think, from Hawaii. Well, not originally, but I think he resides in Hawaii. Definitely has the good vibes. Got your 3 rewards, Stuart? That's what I like to hear. You like the music aspect today? Normally I don't go into like reggae, but I mean, hey, keeping it island style. Yeah, we're going island boys here. Where's AB? Where's Spencer? They're slacking. They're not slacking. They'll be on in about 9 minutes, guys. Quantum laughing about that one.
When you focus on the good things, all things under the sun. You free yourself from negativity and then the good shall come. The choice is yours. Well, you're right. The choice is yours.
All right, guys. Sorry about that. I had to get some water there. But definitely the choice is yours, guys, if you guys want to trade this choppy market. But for me right now, it just doesn't seem like it's going to give us some returns. So just be careful out there in the market. But the choice is yours, like always. Same thing that you always say when you want to hit the buy and sell. The choice is yours, guys. Try to always make it yours. Even if you're kind of sticking around, you're using some traders that trade more of your style. That doesn't mean that it's wrong, but always make the choice your own. Dispatch. Yeah, Dispatch is pretty good there. Play some Steel Pulse. Ooh, you want to go old school. I love Steel Pulse. I have actually seen them live. Got to see Steel Pulse live, and that was something else. Someone shorted Mitch's oxygen. Yeah, I know. I felt that there for a second. What song is that? The choice is yours? Yeah, literally. The choice is yours. Do I got a public playlist? No, Tyler, that sounds like a smart thing to do. I need to go ahead and do that. I have a lot of music, and listen to a lot, but let's go ahead. All right, good vibes out there, Master of Stonks. What's gonna happen in the market? What are you guys thinking? I think if we keep hanging on here, I think we actually might close green. So I mean, this is getting me a little bit bullish on the day, but we'll see what happens there. Yeah, taking it way back. Yep, you have to have seen Steel Pulse at least once. That's that real vibe. I'm big on Marley. I mean, I'm big on Marley. I mean, my dog is named after Bob Marley. So, and you guys know how I like Hendrix. Jimi Hendrix over here sleeping. All right, so one thing that I'd watch is, let's take a look at Google. Google's starting to come back and starting to show some strength. So this is my sign that we're really kind of holding on. We don't want to break down. So, that night nurse. Man, you're bringing in the good stuff, Damien. We got to keep that to the guys that actually know the reggae. I love that night nurse life. What kind of dog do I have? I have a mixed lab. It's a mixed lab with an Aussie. So it looks like kind of like a black lab, almost just a little bit smaller. He's like 50 pounds versus, let's say, 75. And yes, Hendrix, of course. The night nurse. All right, let's go ahead. Let's get towards another one here, another play. Let me see what I got in here for you. Let's go. Let's change it up here. I got you guys. You guys want to go a little changed on up here? All right, we got about 5 minutes left, guys. So definitely smash the like out there. Let's bring a little classic into here, guys. I want to bring a little classic because at the end of the day, we'll see what happens out there, but there is no at the end of the day. Oh, little classic, little Marley action here for you guys. I might play my favorite Marley song after this. All right, guys, how we doing out there? Lived in Denver the past 10 years. Just moved to Wyoming. Need to get a money Mitch bar crawl. Yes, I feel you, Zane. How's Wyoming? I've thought about going up there into Wyoming. I know it's kind of quiet, but I don't mind it. As long as I can see some mountains. Marley is the best. What about the Bob? All right, guys, with Google moving on up, that's what I would kind of call it. I feel like the SPY is just going to take on off. What could really get you bullish there? So look at the hourly and look to see if we take out this kind of trend line that we've been on. So if we can call above, let's say the high, the 456, that could really get us going. Above 456.21 is what I'd be kind of looking at. If we could get back above here, so you see this trend that we're coming on the down, and we keep fighting it on the downside. Whenever I see fight on the downside and you just can't hold that, I think you can come back towards resistance. If you get towards that 156, you get a big bullish engulfing candle on the 15-minute, and things could just start ripping on up. All right, what's going on out there? You can't name your dog after the legend? That's kind of disrespect. What do you mean? I love my dog. You have no idea. I mean, literally, it's Marley, dude. I love that guy. And there's nothing wrong. I mean, I was going to name my son Hendrix for a little while there, but. All right, let's go ahead. Let's keep it going out there, guys. What are you guys seeing out there? Let's do it. We got about 3 minutes left here. SPY starting to come on back. I'm looking for a takeout of above the VWAP and then up there towards 456. Looking like stocks want to come back for me. At least I feel like we're getting some holds here. If you wanted to take a look at match to come back towards 120, you could take a look at that. But definitely watch for like Apple to really come on back towards VWAP. I'm definitely keeping an eye out on the stock like AMD. PayPal, how's that? Can you get a push in PayPal? We'll see what happens there. No woman, no cry. Yes, everything will be all right, winner pegs. That's for sure. DKNG bounce, says Ty. Let's take a look there. Yeah, it's not looking that bad. I mean, you can get it below where I sold it. I'm kind of glad I sold this today. I mean, look at the swing trade. It would have stopped us on out. We would have got back towards our entry. But it doesn't look that bad if you wanted to take a look at it for the swing trade back on up. But I think you have to wait at least to get back above the 22.50 to feel a little bit more confident off that 22 than taking it here. But that's up to you. And that's also on me because I took 22.50s yesterday and I saw it do well. So I'm looking for it to get back above that level.
I've been working on it for about a week.
Oh, there's a little ad there. I knew I had a feeling we'd get into a little bit of an ad. But let's go ahead. Let me go ahead and wrap on up here with one more song for us here, right? I mean, we need something here. Let's do a little. You know, it was called out in the chats there. So let's go ahead. Let's do it, right? I mean, you can't go wrong when you do this song. If you know reggae, then you probably know this one. I think I have this one on record. For my Steel Pulse fans out there, we'll see what happens. Don't touch DKNG is a fraud. We'll see what happens. I mean, DraftKings, I wouldn't say fraud, but I understand why you're bringing that up, Ivan. We could talk about that another day. I mean, I understand why you're bringing it up. They're the companies they were attached with, but they're not attached with them anymore. So I necessarily wouldn't say that. Penn coming down there too. So not holding well there. All right, guys, I'm going to go ahead and get you guys on over to Benzinga Live. Do me the favor before we get on out of here. Hit that like. Let's go ahead. Hit that like on up. Hit the subscribe and the bell down below so you can be notified the moment we go live. If you guys like the tunes, you guys like the vibes, that's one thing that we're going to definitely do here on Live Trading with Benzinga is keep the vibes. So if you want to live right here on the Benzinga house, hit that subscribe below. Hit the like. Up next, you guys got live trading, Benzinga Live coming on next. So definitely go ahead and check that out, guys. I'm sure AB, Spencer are going to be ready to give you guys a great show. So go check that out. We got top stocks on watch. I'm going to be talking about the Google stock split. So if you guys want to learn a little bit more about what happened in Google, check it on out, guys. We'll see you guys. Like always, guys, vibe on out. Love the vibes. We'll see you guys. Jam out. Spot, da, 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 da. I want to live in your house. I want to live in yours. Da, 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 da.